Today I'm going to show you how to make puff print hoodies using heat transfer vinyl, a Cricut Explorer Air 2, and a heat press. This is going to be a step-by-step guide including Cricut Design Space, the vinyl cutter, and the heat press settings that's going to get you guys the perfect puff print results. Make sure you watch the whole video because I'm going to give you the technique needed to get the best puff results that are going to make sure that your customers are always returning back to you. Everything used in this video is going to be linked down below in the description, so you're not worried about trying to find everything. I upload videos weekly guiding you through your heat press and clothing brand journey, so make sure you hit that subscribe, and if you have any questions throughout the video, make sure you meet me in the comment section. Let's get right into it. I'll meet you in Cricut Design Space. Alright, so we have Cricut Design Space open. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and hit text. Like I said, this is going to be a really simple design. We'll go over a few of the buttons in Cricut Design Space that you should know when designing. But I really just want to focus on, the process in general, showing you guys how to do the puff, because that's where I feel like a lot of people are struggling on. If you guys want more Cricut tutorials, my page is full of them. I have complete breakdowns on how to use basically all of the buttons here, but for this video we're just going to keep it simple. So for the font, I went ahead and used Old London. It's going to be in the Systems tab when you download fonts. It's going to be right here in Systems, and then so we went ahead and did Old London. Now I use the free version of Cricut Design Space. So what we are going to do is go ahead and hit curve. Actually, let's go ahead and type out what we want. I'm going to go ahead and do recipe. Now if you see right here letter space, we're going to go into the negative to bring it in closer. That looks good. This can be, anything you want. You can get as close as you like. Then we're gonna go ahead and here, actually before I curve, let's go ahead and make this 15 inches wide. That's about how wide I want to go. Maybe even 16. Yeah, we'll just keep it at 15. It's fine. And then let's hit it with a curve. Right now I want to stretch this out, but to do that we're gonna have to unlock this, and we're gonna have to bring this back to 15, and you see how this is unlocked. Now we can stretch it out to, let's say, 11.5 inches. There we go. Now this is your workaround if you're using the free version, because there's also this warp tool that will allow you to just use the template here that it's given you, but this is in the paid version of Cricut Design Space. So if you don't want to pay for it, you're gonna just have to use the curve and pretty much just do it to your liking. You can do any size that you like, but for this video we're gonna go ahead and do 15 inches by 11.5 inches, and I'm happy with that size. But if you guys have any questions so far about Cricut Design Space and these steps, let me know in the comment section. But now that we are happy with this, let's go ahead and hit make. You can save it or don't save it. I'm not gonna save it, but if you spend some time designing and you don't want to lose it, go ahead and save it. And then let's go ahead and mirror this. Now make sure when you're working with heat transfer vinyl, you mirror your image before sending it to your vinyl cutter. It is also giving me a warning that the design is over the 12 inches, so I need a 12 by 20 format for this project. If you don't have a 12 by 20 format, you can tape two 12 by 12 mats together and it'll give you the same exact effect. Let's go ahead and hit continue. I am going to use Bluetooth to connect my machine. You can also use the USB connection that is provided. If you're using Bluetooth, make sure you hit 0000. I will meet you guys at the vinyl cutter now. Alright, so now we are at the vinyl cutter. For this project, we're using a Cricut Explorer Air 2. The reason why I went with the Explorer Air 2 was because at the time I was on a budget and this was the most affordable one. And honestly, I've used it for about 3 years and I still love it. So if you're on a budget, this is definitely the one to get. For the vinyl, this is going to be from the recipe. This is my vinyl as well. It's available down below in the description. So you're going to find, if you click down below, we carry the 20-inch rolls. They come in a couple different sizes for you guys. But, what's new about the page is we just uploaded the sheets. So if you don't want to commit and buy a whole roll, you guys can just, buy the individual sheets of the puff. So that way you're not having to grab a whole bunch, or if you want to just sample a few colors, you can spread it out as well that way. But definitely check out the link down below in the description. If you guys are using cheap vinyl for this process, you're not going to get these results. Also, make sure you guys are checking your needle, because if it's dull, you're gonna want to replace it. These are from Amazon. They're a knockoff brand, but this pack was under $8 or so. Might be a couple bucks more, a couple bucks less than that now. This was a few years ago, and I've been using the same pack. I change out my needle every couple weeks, sometimes days if I'm doing a lot of projects. So keep that in mind. Check your needle if your vinyl is not cutting correctly. Also, some people have problems knowing what side of the vinyl they should be putting down. To make it easy, the side that's facing up should be like the rubbery kind of part. So if you like lightly scratch at it, you'll notice that it's kind of like has that like rubbery grip, versus on the other side it'll be like super plasticky, and that's the side that you want face down. So that's usually how you can always tell what side you should be putting down. And then for the Cricut Explorer 2, we're going to want to put it on iron-on plus. That seems to be perfect. This cuts, it's puff heat transfer vinyl, but it cuts just like regular heat transfer vinyl. So just whatever settings, no matter what vinyl cutter you're using, whatever setting you use for regular heat transfer vinyl, you're going to want to use that same cut settings for the puff heat transfer vinyl. Like I said, if your needle is dull, you might need to crank it up past iron-on plus 1 or 2 knobs. I've had to do that in the past because I didn't change the needle out. So just keep in mind of that as well. Also, make sure you guys are doing like small test cuts before you do large projects. I really want you guys to take your time on everything. I want you guys to get your investments worth every time you guys buy the vinyl from me. So every time you guys are starting a project, please do a small test pre-cut. So do like a really small section just to ensure that you have the right cut settings. And I'll remind you to do that as well when we get to the heat press settings. I'll want you guys to do a small section just so that you can take a mental note of what works for you guys. So at this point, if you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comment section. I connected my Final Cutter via Bluetooth, so we're gonna hit the flashing button. The knob is on iron-on plus, and then we can go back to the laptop and hit the 2x speed. But if you don't want to do that, it's the C is flashing. We're gonna just go ahead and tap that, and it should start cutting. Alright, so now we are at our heat press. For this project, I am using a Fancier Studio 16 by 20. This one cost about $379 on Amazon. It's in my storefront. If you don't have the budget for this one yet, no worries. I did use the 15 by 15 for about 2.5, 3 years before I had this one. And the 15 by 15 is a fancier studio as well. So it's the same brand, same build, just a little bit smaller. And that one's going to be under $200. And the build quality on these for the budget is honestly amazing. So I do recommend you guys go check that out, especially if you're on a budget. You know, these are definitely in the budget friendly zone, you know. So if that's you, you know, that'll definitely do you justice. But for this project, we are using a circle clothing hoodie. These are extremely nice. I like the feel of these. If you wanted to check these blanks out, they're down below as well. I linked them for you guys, so you guys don't have to worry about trying to find them. Let's see. So the trick to using puff heat transfer vinyl is pretty much setting your heat press between 280 and 300 degrees. So what I honestly like doing is I like to keep it around the 280 degree area, because you can't really overcook the vinyl at that temperature. But if you're more towards like the 300, you know, and there's a chance if you press it for too long that you might not get the best puff. So what I do is I just start off low, and if you need to, just gradually work your way up temperature wise. So we're gonna start at 280, and if you notice that after a couple presses, you know, you're not, you know, getting what you need, you can slowly crank it up, you know, go 285, try that. And then that way, when you find the perfect temperature, you can stay there, you know, versus trying to work backwards. So we're gonna first go ahead and make sure we pre-press our garment. That's gonna take out any moisture that might potentially be locked in there. This is just gonna give us the best possible chance to get the best results, because like I said, I just always want to make sure that the investment you guys are making with the products are always worth it, you know, and you guys are getting the results you guys want. All right, cool, there we go. There we have our puff. Now, if you never worked with puff, so it pretty much starts off flat. It looks just like regular vinyl. All right, just go ahead and position it. Perfect. Now for the pressure, for the heat press, we're gonna keep it on medium pressure. I don't like to make it too tight or too loose. That medium pressure, you know, is gonna be perfect. Also, if you guys are using like a clamp shell heat press like this one, make sure you guys are like, when you press it, you lock it in as well, because I've had a couple of people hit me up wondering why they weren't getting certain results. And for some people, it actually was the fact that they weren't even making sure that their press was locked in every time they pressed it in. So you guys want to make sure you guys are always locking that in. So we're going to press this for about 6 to 8 seconds. And then from there, we're going to check out the results. And then from there, I'm going to, you know, decide if I should keep pressing it, increase the temperature or whatever. But there's a chance that it might just be perfect. So we're going to see those results. And that way you guys start to figure out how to use this technique to make sure you guys are always getting the best possible puff. But like I said, if you guys are using cheap puff, it doesn't even matter. You guys are not going to get any type of, you know, results that you guys want, or it's going to make your customers return back to you. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do this for about 6 to 8 seconds. All right, let's check that out. Perfect. There we go. Yep. I am extremely happy with those results. Yep, that was perfect. Now I'm going to give you guys a close-up so you guys can see that 3D puff effect, but this is the steps that I want you guys to take to always make sure you guys are getting the best results. Make sure you guys are always taking your time with these projects. Like I said, I want you guys to make sure that you guys are protecting your investments all the way through. That's why I make these tutorials for you guys completely free. You know, I don't do no courses, ebooks, none of that. All the tutorials are free. If you want to support, check out the clothing brand, check out the vinyl, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys some close-ups and we'll go from there. If you guys have any questions, meet me in the comment section. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. If you found value in this video, make sure you subscribe and meet me in the comment section if you have any questions. Remember, everything in this video is available down below in the description, so you're not worried about having to look for everything. I'm also going to link some of my new merch that I just dropped for those of you who want to support me and my content. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys next video.